Hello, everyone. I wanted to share some more incidents that Charles Adelson got into in the Leon County Jail during the Donna Adelson trial. And I'm sure that many of you, much like myself, are celebrating a great victory and a guilty verdict for Donna Adelson. And I don't think Charlie is handling it very well. To my knowledge, he's still in Leon County, probably heading back to South Dakota. But there were just a few more incidents that I wanted to show you and some of his jail phone calls that I'll do in another video. And I'll just give you a little clue. He called his baby mama, Bree, and Harvey, and a few other random people. But I'll do that in another breakout video. But let's just go back to when Charlie was admitted into the Leon County Jail. And getting to the title of this video, getting so irate that he wanted to kick down the door. And in the other videos, a lot of expletives happen after this event. So I'm kind of going in reverse, but they took his photo, they booked him into the jail. So they escorted him to the pod unit 1 to make a call from the agency landline. Inmate Adelson made a call and was very appreciative. He was then escorted back to the pod without any incident. And it shall be noted that due to Adelson's classification status, no inmates were out of their cells in the open pod during Adelson's transport. There was a note that Luis Rivera was in the jail at the same time, so they had to keep them separated. August 18th, he got on the intercom and demanded to see a lieutenant over the tablet. I advised him of the policy changes, and he refused to accept them, stating a lieutenant on a previous shift advised him that he would receive a tablet. Inmate then threatened to kick on the door in order to get lieutenant down here. I advised him that if he kicked the door, that it would impress no urgency upon me and that he could make his necessary phone calls when he came out for his time. Inmate returned to his bunk without any incident. So he, much like Donna, did not do well with this no tablet policy with the protective custody. So he's been asking for a tablet to talk to his attorney, probably his appellate attorney who lives in town. And he had no visits whatsoever. On August 18th, inmate made request to speak to lieutenant over not receiving a tablet. He has not accepted my explanation for the policy and has stated that he wants to speak with a lieutenant in regards to receiving a tablet. Inmate stated that he feels like he's being treated unjustly because of his denial of counsel prior to a trial, and that he will make sure the judge is aware of the circumstances for this documental purpose. So this could be one of the reasons that Charlie didn't testify. I saw no calls that he made to any lawyers in town, which I found really strange. Not to his appellate attorney, none whatsoever. So inmate Adelson had an attorney visit on the Securus monitor. Inmate advised this officer he could not hear his attorney, and he tried to use both phones with no luck. Contact was made with the front lobby to advise of this incident. The officer also made attempts to contact Securus, but there was no answer. And the front lobby made attempts as well. Inmate was offered by medical duty referral to go to medical for his visit, but was unable to make contact with Securus to switch the visit to medical. Inmate was advised all that has taken place to resolve this issue. So at this point, Charlie really wants a tablet. Okay, so the next day, on the 19th of August, inmate was let out of his Securus visit. Inmate was secured in the attorney booth, and this time it was successful. When he does kind of finally get a tablet, I think they eventually do cave and give him a tablet, even after all these expletives that he gave the jail no respect whatsoever. They do give him a tablet. So, and that leads to this event on the 20th where he says all these expletives, just awful stuff that he said. Okay, I found this other incident really interesting, and I think this about does it. On the 20th, Inmate was out for his confinement time at 5 door. I think they meant to say he placed soup at cell 35 door. I asked him why he's placing a soup beside the cell door, and he stated, I promised him something because he let me use his tablet to order my canteen when I came back here. So he's kind of feeling comfortable in the jail. He's trading soup for somebody else's tablet to use. I don't know how this stuff goes on, but I think he eventually does get his tablet. I just wanted to mention that Charlie was given a tablet by the chief in the jail, who probably caved due to the high profile nature of the trial and him being a witness and having to communicate with his lawyers, etc., etc. August 24th, he says, while conducting a round, Adelson approached his cell door and advised me that his slide was ripping and he needs some new ones. All right, his slides were ripping. Here's one of the most interesting things about Luis Rivera. 8/25/25. Inmate is currently under protective status, but he does not need to come out at the same time as inmate Rivera. So they were keeping them separate. And then he had an attorney visit on August 28th. So I'm assuming that this was probably his appellate attorney who came to visit him, Michael Uferman, or his law firm, because he was having trouble with the tablet. And then we see this huge event with running over my toe on the 31st of August. And I'm sure he's probably heading back to South Dakota. I'm going to try to get Donna's Wakulla file to see who she's calling post-verdict. I'm also going to look at Charlie's phone calls. I hope you're having a wonderful day and celebrating Donna's guilty verdict. All right, have a good one.